The Oval Cricket Stadium isn't just another sports venue in London, it's where cricket history was literally written. But what most cricket fans don't realize is that this legendary ground was almost replaced by housing back in 1851. Turns out, we have Prince Albert to thank for saving what would become the birthplace of the Ashes and England's first ever test match venue. Today, we'll take you inside this iconic stadium, exploring its rich history, modern features, and the unforgettable moments that make the Oval a cricket cathedral. The Oval's story kicks off way back in 1845 when Surrey County Cricket Club leased this piece of land from the Duchy of Cornwall. Back then, nobody could have guessed this London patch would become cricket's sacred ground. The field wasn't always the perfectly manicured pitch we see today. It took serious work to transform it into a proper cricket ground. But here's where things get interesting. In 1851, cricket almost lost the Oval forever. Developers were ready to bulldoze it for housing. Can you imagine? No Ashes birthplace, no historic test venue. Thankfully, Prince Albert, who'd recently fallen in love with cricket, stepped in to save it. Talk about a royal rescue. The Oval didn't waste its second chance. In 1880, it hosted England's very first test match against Australia. England won that one, but revenge came quick. Just 2 years later, in 1882, Australia beat England by 7 runs in a nail-biter. That defeat stung so bad that a British newspaper printed a fake obituary saying English cricket had died and the body will be cremated and the ashes taken to Australia. And just like that, cricket's greatest rivalry, the Ashes, was born right here on this ground. But the Oval wasn't just about cricket. Football fans might be shocked to learn the first FA Cup final happened here in 1872. Even rugby internationals were played here in the 1870s. During World War II, while other venues were being bombed, the Oval was prepared as a potential prisoner of war camp, though it ended up housing anti-aircraft equipment instead. What other secrets does this legendary stadium hold? Well, that brings us to its unique design features that make it unlike any other cricket ground in the world. The modern Oval isn't just about history, it's a mix of tradition and cutting-edge design. Today, it seats around 27,500 cricket fans, but hold on to your hats, because that number's set to explode to 40,000 by 2030. That's part of a massive £50 million makeover that'll make it the biggest cricket stadium in the Western Hemisphere. Pretty impressive, right? When you look at the Oval from above, you'll notice something weird. The floodlights are shaped like a giant O. Installed back in 2009, these aren't just any lights, they're literally spelling out the stadium's name. And speaking of smart design, the Oval's drainage system is next level stuff. While other grounds might be underwater after a London downpour, this pitch dries up faster than you can say rain delay. Cricket nerds love the Oval's pitch because it's got personality. Early in matches, batsmen lick their lips at the batting-friendly surface. But as the game wears on, spinners start rubbing their hands together as the pitch begins to help them out. It's like the ground itself is telling a story as the match unfolds. If fancy seats are your thing, you're in luck. The 2021 opening of the MAR Gallery stand added 2,000 more seats, and the OCS stand gives you 4 tiers of cricket-watching heaven. Want to feel like royalty? Head up to the Corinthian roof terrace where you can sip drinks with a panoramic view of London's skyline. Not bad for a cricket ground, eh? But what about those gas holders that everyone talks about? Those massive Victorian structures have been part of the Oval skyline since 1853, and they've seen more cricket drama than most of us ever will. In fact, they're so famous that billionaire Paul Getty built an exact copy of the Oval, gas holders and all, on his private estate. Now that's what you call fan dedication. Speaking of dedication, the fans who fill these stands create an atmosphere that's unlike anywhere else in cricket. Getting to the Oval is a breeze, just a 2-minute walk from Oval Tube Station, or 10 minutes from Vauxhall. No need to stress about parking, which is good because there's hardly any. Only blue badge holders can park at the ground, and even they have to fight for spots. But honestly, who needs a car when you've got London's public transport? Before the match, fans pack nearby pubs like the Beehive and the Hanover Arms. These spots buzz with cricket chat and predictions. It's half the fun. Once inside, the Oval transforms into a cauldron of noise, especially during Ashes Test or T20 blast matches. It's electric. Just ask anyone who's been there. Want the best views? The Mickey Stewart Members Pavilion and J.M. Finn stand are top-notch. You'll see every dive, every boundary, and every wicket from these spots. But fair warning, some of the older seats might leave your legs cramped. Small price to pay for cricket history, right? Now, let's talk food and drinks. The Oval's got you covered with everything from classic pies to veggie and vegan options. Here's a hot tip. On non-international match days, you can bring in your own booze. 4 cans per person means you can save some cash for merchandise instead. Hey, speaking of saving money, you know what else saves you cash? NordVPN. Just like the Oval protects its pitch with that fancy drainage system, NordVPN protects your online privacy. Use my code in the description for 68% off a 2-year plan. That's less than grabbing a pint at the Oval. For true cricket fanatics, the Oval's guided tours are a must. For just £20, you'll go behind the scenes, see the pavilion, commentary box, and even walk pitchside. They'll serve you tea while you overlook the outfield. According to fans on TripAdvisor, it's like walking through cricket history. But the Oval isn't just about comfortable seats and good beer, it's about those heart-stopping moments that have defined cricket for generations. legends. If these walls could talk, they'd tell stories that would make any cricket fan's hair stand on end. It all started in 1880 when England faced Australia in the country's first ever test match. The home team won that day, but little did they know what would happen just 2 years later. The 1882 test might be the most important match ever played at the Oval. Australia shocked England by just 7 runs, and that loss hit so hard it led to the birth of the Ashes, cricket's greatest rivalry. One newspaper wrote cricket's obituary that day, and a legend was born right here. Fast forward to 1948, and Don Bradman walks out for his final test innings. The greatest batsman ever needed just 4 runs to average 100 in test cricket. But cricket's a funny game. He got bowled for a duck, ended with an average of 99.94 instead. So close, yet so far. The crowd sat in stunned silence as the legend walked off for the last time. The Oval saw cricket history again in 2005. England hadn't won the Ashes for 18 long years, and the final test was on a knife edge. Enter Kevin Peterson. His swashbuckling 158 saved England and brought the Ashes home. The ground erupted like a volcano. Grown men were crying in the stands. More recently, in 2017, Pakistan shocked the world by demolishing India by 180 runs to win their first Champions Trophy. And who could forget the 2019 World Cup opener when Ben Stokes pulled off that ridiculous one-handed catch on the boundary? The crowd went so wild the gas holders almost shook. But it's not always been smooth sailing at the Oval. Behind the scenes, there have been controversies that rocked the cricket world to its core. If you're enjoying this dive into the Oval's greatest moments, hit that like button and subscribe for more stadium stories. Comment below with your favorite Oval memory. I read every comment. Now, about those controversies, the Oval might look picture perfect on TV, but it's had its fair share of drama over the years. Back in 2002, plans for a massive 26.5-meter stand along Harleyford Road sent locals into a frenzy. They fought hard against it, arguing it would block sunlight and create traffic nightmares. Despite the protests, Lambeth Council gave it the green light. Sometimes progress and tradition just don't play nice together, but nothing compares to the absolute chaos of the 2006 England versus Pakistan test. Late on day 4, the umpires accused Pakistan of ball tampering, a serious cricket crime. What happened next was unbelievable. Pakistan refused to return after tea, and for the first time in Test cricket's 129-year history, a match was forfeited. The fallout wasn't just sporting, it sparked actual diplomatic tensions between England and Pakistan. Cricket suddenly wasn't just a game anymore. Then there's the great gas holder debate. In 2013, developers wanted to tear down the Oval's iconic gas holders to make way for new buildings. Cricket fans went ballistic. These Victorian giants had framed the skyline since 1853, and commentator Henry Blofeld had been mentioning their distinctive creak during broadcasts for decades. After a fierce battle, preservationists won. The gas holders got Grade 2 listed status in 2016, protecting them for future generations. The Oval catches flack for other things too. Some cricket purists reckon it's not as prestigious as Lord's, calling it the people's ground with a more casual vibe. The older seats get complaints about leg room, and ticket prices for big matches can hit your wallet harder than a Ben Stokes sick. We're talking over £100 for prime tests. Urban cricket has its downsides too. Unlike peaceful country grounds, the Oval sits smack in busy Kennington. Traffic noise sometimes filters through, and public transport gets packed on match days. Even the pitch has faced criticism. Aussie legend Shane Warne once claimed it was overbaked to give England an edge back in 2009. But despite these bumps, the Oval's legacy and future shine brighter than the floodlights on a summer evening. The Oval isn't just a cricket ground, it's the beating heart of English cricket history. As the birthplace of the Ashes and England's first test venue, its place in cricket lore is set in stone. Surrey County Cricket Club has called this place home for over 175 years, racking up 23 county championship titles along the way. From 1952 to 1958, they won 7 titles in a row, a record that still stands today. Legends have been made here. Jack Hobbs, Ian Botham, Alex Stewart, and Kevin Peterson all carved their names into Oval history. There's something special about the final test of the English summer always being played here, like cricket's way of saying goodbye to sunshine before the rain returns. Looking to the future, the Oval is thinking big, really big. That £50 million redevelopment isn't just about adding seats. By 2030, they're aiming to transform this historic ground into a 40,000 capacity monster, the biggest cricket stadium in the Western Hemisphere. Old stands are making way for modern ones, bringing better views and more comfort without losing the ground's unique character. The Oval's also going green faster than the outfield after rain. They've switched to LED floodlights, partnered with renewable energy companies, and are working hard to cut their carbon footprint. Cricket's changing, and the Oval is changing with it. Women's cricket is booming too, and the Oval is leading the charge by hosting more international women's matches. The ground that witnessed cricket history is now helping write its next chapter. Critics might point to Lord's as cricket's home, but real fans know the Oval's different. It's where cricket breathes among regular Londoners. It's where Test cricket was born in England. It's where the Ashes began, and it's where cricket's future looks brightest. So next time you're in London, take that 2-minute walk from Oval Station. Stand outside those gates and look up at the gas holders. You're not just at a cricket ground, you're at the place where cricket history lives. If you enjoyed this inside look at the Oval, don't forget to check out our video on Eden Gardens, the perfect companion to this stadium story. Hit subscribe so you never miss our stadium deep dives, and drop a comment telling us which cricket ground you want us to explore next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.